on? Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Julie Thompson in the house. Good evening, Julie. Julie, I'm trying to get you on, but I can't. I don't know. Hello? Hmm. To stage. Julie's not adding to stage. Julie, I'm trying to get Julie to add on, but I went live. It's saying no end stream. That's what it's saying up there. It's the corner is saying end stream. I knew this was gonna happen. Let me see your screen, Robert. Come on. Let me see your. Let me see what. Let me see your picture. Your. I don't see. I don't see the computer. Let me see. It doesn't say your that. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I'm not. Let me see. I need to see the. Everybody's coming on, and I'm not. It says live. It says live in 60 something seconds. Hold on. I'm not seeing. Let me see the here, screen. Here. I'm not seeing. So live in 60 seconds. You're not live yet then. You have to wait till 60 seconds. No, I don't know. It's 4:58, 59, 5 o'clock. You soon get live, man. That is over there. That is what is over there. In stream. No, did you say usual light on the screen? That right there. This is Boomer's business. What do I need to do, man? I'm not seeing the screen. Put one on the screen because you say live on your screen. You have 78, 81 people watching you. Doing this stupidness. What I need to do? Please tell me. Well, I don't know how, but I mean, because you're supposed to, well, one second. You show 81 people watching, so somehow people are watching you. Hello, can anyone see me? Can see and hear you. Yeah, okay. Sorry about the little glitch, but greetings to everyone watching me on YouTube this evening from the four corners of the world. If it's first time you're joining me, thank you for joining. And I appreciate you. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. And if you're a regular subscriber of mine, please do the same. Thank you for tuning into my video. I appreciate it. And today we're going to get clear in the minds of everyone what went on being a sponsor of Posse and their children. I'm having a little challenge because I did my eyes. Hold on a second. Hello. Hello, real quick. Yes. No. Hello? Are you hearing me now? Are you hearing me on the television? Or are you hearing me on the laptop? Or are you hearing me on the phone? Okay. Oh my goodness. Sorry about that. Sorry again. Sorry for the delay. Sorry for the. I'm trying to get the sponsor on thing, but I don't see where she is. Oh. If I press my picture, I'm gonna get removed. So I don't know what else to do. Can somebody help me? Okay, well I'll just continue, man, because on the live stream I can see and hear you. Yeah, but I'd like to make you join me, and it's not happening. I can't get that help. Anyhow, we'll get the little glitch straightened out sometime. I'm so embarrassed.
Yes, 10 minutes into the live and I'm not comfortable yet. If I add to stage, um, can somebody help me out to get around? Julie, click on the link up top, please. The first link. StreamYard, StreamYard. Can you call her and tell her? Oh my God, I feel I'm so embarrassed. Hello, Julie. I can't take. I can you call her from a Rupert? She's calling me now. Yes, Julie. He said to click on the number that says StreamYard, but I don't even see that number.
That one is not working. You need to resend the link. You put that link on before you went live, so it's not working. When you click on it, I sent you a WhatsApp message to show you what it's saying. When you click on it, it says it's
Yeah,
empty.
yeah, but okay. Can you call? Okay, all right. Because I don't know what to do at this point.
Mr. Cecil,
She said I sent the link the wrong time. So
Mr. Cecil, what
yeah,
you do? Go back to invite, hit invite on the bottom. No, hit invite at the bottom again. Hit invite and copy again and paste it. Hit invite
yeah,
at the bottom. See that? Copy, copy.
yeah. I hit copy, but I don't have a option to paste it now.
Go to comment, hit comment up top. Go to comment. Go to comment. Go to
Yeah.
comment
Yes. Okay.
and highlight the comment box.
Yeah, I got it. Did she get it now? Hello. Hello. Yes.
Just phone Zach. So Zach was saying because you put the code in
Yeah, but
before.
I have to. I just sent it to you again. I just sent it to you again.
Let
I
me try it then. He says if it doesn't work, you just need to start a new live because he says sometimes if you start when you're already in there, it can be tricky. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it. But if it don't work, I'm gonna message you back to say just start a new live. Okay. Let me try it quickly. I'll call you back.
hello.
Yes, successful.
Yeah, what's going on? She said.
I click the link and it brought me to the studio and I get out. She just had to click on the link, the last one you put up here, because I click
Zach
on it
said,
and it brought me in and I get out.
start a new live. Zach said, I'm gonna start a new live. Zach said, I'm gonna start a new live.
No, don't start new live. No. Who said that?
Okay, okay. So what I need to do? Please help me. Just tell me what I need to do, because I feel so
Julie
stupid.
just have to click. Julie just have to. Julie just have to click on the link. No, don't feel stupid. Don't feel stupid.
She,
Click on the link. It's gonna open up.
I've sent the link 3 times. Uh, is that
All
her?
right, watch this.
Is that her? Is this you, Julie? Add to stage.
That's me.
Add me to the stage.
Okay, I add her
Yes,
to the stage. Okay, okay. She's
got me
okay.
all a sweat. Got me all sweating and all sorts. Can you hear me properly? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you properly.
Okay, cool. All right, let's just
Okay.
see. Yeah. Oh my.
Thank you, Julie.
Yeah, me sweating and all
Yes.
sorts.
To all my YouTube fans, I am so sorry for the delay. I'm so sorry for the technical glitch. Like I'm saying, I'm very new and I'm working diligently to get this straightened out. I guarantee the next time nothing like this will happen. However, like I'm saying again, let me start over. If it's your first time joining me, please forgive me for what happened today. Please don't tear me up for it. Just understand. And
I should be.
if I am also having some eye issues. So please just bear with me. Please, this time,
Don't
just
worry.
bear with me.
Don't
And
worry.
um, I have Julie here on stage with me. Welcome to you, Julie. Thank you for
Ask
joining
you
me.
one
And if it's your first time joining, please don't forget
anything.
to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And if you're a regular viewer, please continue to subscribe. Understand what happened today, and please don't hold it against me. We're in for a good ride. I'm gonna get a nice glass of something cold and continue. Um,
Okay. Gonna give.
don't be frustrated. Okay.
It's
Okay.
okay.
Now then, today what we're going to do is we are going to unravel the myth of Passy being this humble, nice, young, innocent young lady. And we are going to bring to you, share to you our genuine experience, unraveled, truthful as possible experience we had with her over the year. I'm going to give you a little background first, a quick background before I turn over the stage to Julie. Actually, Julie is the sponsor of her first son. I never met her before. Today is the first time that I'm actually seeing her.
Hmm.
All right. I never even knew she was a man or a woman. But anyhow, when we first started out, when I first started out sponsoring Chacha, it was the only one I sponsored. He had two other brothers and a little sister. On the morning when he was going to school, it looked so sad to see that Chacha is dressed up nicely and he's going to go to a different school from the other kids. So Marwa really tried his best to see if he could get a sponsor. And in came Julie, and she sponsored Emmanuel. I told my friend, and without any question, he just said, "Go ahead, do it, do it." And he sponsored Moses. So now the three are going to the same school, all sponsored, tuition paid in full. And his little sister now, if three goes to, I spoke to the principal. I said, "What kind of incentive you have if three of the kids come to school? Do you get a discount or anything?" And he said, "Yes. If three of the siblings come to the school, the fourth one will come scholarship free, but you still have to pay for uniforms and all that stuff." So all four of the kids were going to the school now. Now, when Chacha started school before everybody, and I also asked the principal, "Is there a transportation?" Because his mother said to me, it's going to be a challenge to get him to school because it's a little distance from where he normally goes to school. I called the principal. He said, "Yes, there's a bus, but the bus is independent. So I have to pay for the bus separately. I paid one whole year for the bus." Okay. So the Chacha now, the bus is coming for Chacha and Chacha only. He's the only one riding the bus to school. So he had to walk from his house to the main road to catch the bus because the bus couldn't be able to drive down the road to go to his house where he lived. That's before I fixed the road. Thank you. Okay. So now all three of them are going to school and to the same school. In the following week, all three of them going to the same school, four of them rather. And now they're riding the bus. The bus is not for individual riders, it's per family. So if I paid for the bus for 1 year, the whole family ride on the bus for that year. You understand that clearly? It's not that every child has to pay for the bus. No, it's per family because the bus was coming for Chacha and Chacha alone. So now all four of the kids are riding in the bus, and they're the only four taking the bus from the village going to that school. You'll see where some shenanigans was going on in terms of getting money for the bus after the bus was paid. And one thing, two things, three things, you also see it go time and time. The modus operandi continues every time. You know, the subject change, but the operation is the same. The practice is the same. Okay. So they start going to school now. And here is where the sponsor, she had her experiences, and then it mirror image the same experiences that I had. So I'll bring her on now, Julian, and you can explain, you can prosecute this case, tell them what your experience was, and periodically I'll interject and tell what our minds related to yours. So everyone can get a picture of who this person was or is, and if she lies about one thing, why is she so selective? Why wouldn't she lie about something else? And everybody is painting such a bad image of other people when they're looking in the wrong direction. So Julie, thank you for your joining in. You're on.
Hi. So again, yeah, I am. I'm Julie. Well, was Hamilton. I'm now Julie Tuaro. I got married about over a month ago. So I came across Mara's video on the 8th of January, sorry, 2024. And it was the same video with the video. I wrote everything down. So the video is called This Video Made Me Cry, 2024. And this is when Mara visited Chacha's house and they were going to school. I was touched by that video. So I reached out to Irene On her details were left in the messages, the comment section. I ain't a YouTuber, so I ain't all used to all this stuff. So I just explain it from my point of view. So yeah, her details were left in the comment section. So I called her. It was late that night, so I didn't do it that night. I called her the next day. So on the 9th of January, I contacted Irene via WhatsApp and just asked simply how much was it to send Moses to school and how much was his uniform, including travel. Because at this time, I didn't know they were going to, was it the private school? I didn't know they were going to the private school at that time. I thought they were still going to their own school, but needed their new uniform and making. My job was then to take over sponsorship just to make sure they get into school and they've got their new uniform and any fees that need to be paid. So Irene messaged me back. Irene Jet. I don't know if
That's her name. That's her name, Irene Jeb.
Yeah, let me just ask you a question. I do have evidence of our communication, but because I'm streaming from my phone, it's going to be quite difficult for me to show. So what do you think I could do?
Just say what you have to say. You know, I mean, if you have it, you have it. If you don't, you know, just say
No,
what you have to say.
I've got everything down because I've literally like blocked it all out. Everything's down. Our conversation. Anyway, let me just go through. I messaged Irene and I asked Irene to send me if it was okay for me to contribute to Moses. She answered she just needs to confirm with the mom how much the uniform costs and how much of the school fees. So they came back with the school fees were 3,000 and the uniform was 7,600. Yeah, Kenyan shillings.
That's shillings. That's shillings.
Shillings, yeah. Yeah. So this was assuming they were going back to the old school. Yeah, this is what I'm assuming in my mind for that price. Yeah. So Irene then sent Passy's contact details to me so I could talk directly to Passy. So while speaking to Passy, the first thing she did was sent me her bank details and asked me to send the money over to her. But I think, yeah, we did speak. Yeah. She sent me her bank details and asked me to send over her bank details. So that was for the uniform, the travel costs, and the school fees she was asking for. Okay. So then, because I didn't just want to buy one uniform, I wanted to kind of double him up. Yeah. So if he wants one jumper, I wanted to buy two. If it was two trousers, I would buy four. So I went back to the drawing board and I calculated everything, all of the costs that they said that he needed, which was his school fees, shorts, shirt, sweater, socks, his shoes, jumper, bag, books, and his travel to school was included, which was 4,500. Yeah, so this list was confirmed between me and Passy. Yeah. Okay. So then I've sent the list over to Irene to verify that everything was on the list and nothing was missing. Yeah. So when I sent the list over to Irene, Irene contacted me via WhatsApp asking me to call her. There's some confusion. Yeah. And she's saying at the time, Passy didn't understand English very well. So I left it down to that. And then I spoke to Irene. So I watched the video then. Yeah, I spoke to Irene and it was confirmed that I was going to pay that money for Moses. Yeah. So I told them, just give me a few days and I'll send the money over. On the 10th of January, I watched another video with Ayamara, and Ayamara briefly mentioned that Moses was already sponsored by someone in America. Yeah, I didn't know who it was at the time. I just heard him say it. Yeah. So I messaged Irene on the 11th because it was quite late when I watched the video. So I messaged Irene on the 11th asking her to clarify, because that means that Moses will be sponsored twice and that doesn't make any sense. So I'm trying to contact Passy and speak to her, but Passy's still adamant that Moses needs the money to be sponsored. I need to send this money. So I'm like, nah, something's not right. So I spoke to Irene, and Irene said, let me get back to you. So Irene has gone away and she's come back. And then she clarified, you know what, Julie? Moses has been sponsored. I said, okay, I thought so. But it was weird that Patsy's trying to get the money out of me for Moses. So she says, she's sorry about that, but do I mind sponsoring Emmanuel? Yeah, Emmanuel's the oldest child. I said, you know what? Yeah, because again, I think we're still going to the old school and everything will more or less be the same, around about the same price then. So I said, yeah, sure. I was up for sponsoring one of them. So if Emmanuel needs a sponsor, let me just go ahead. So I just told her to, again, get me the costing, and I would support him up until university. That was what was said. That's what was discussed. Okay, so Irene come back with a yeah, that was me saying that. So Irene come back with a school listing, a school, how we say, breakdown. So it's the boarding school costs, which is living in, and his clothes, his mattress, everything that is going to need to live at school. That's the cost that I received. That came to over, I think it was 85,200 Kenyan shillings. Yeah, 85,200 Kenyan shillings. And due to how much difference in costs, I'm like, you know what? Let me check the date. What this was. This date was. Go back too far. So this would have been the 11th. So because it was so much a big difference, I had the money to send the other money that they had, but it's a big difference now. So I'm saying to Irene, please give me till the end of the month, and I'll send the 85,000 in full. I'm not going to part up the paying this term and that term. I just want to pay it off in full, so it's there for the year, and that's how I was going to continue to do it. So during those few days, me and Irene had talked back and forth, and Irene said, okay, Julie, you're not paying until the 25th. What happens to Emmanuel? Is he going to start his new school? Because if he doesn't start his new school, it's going to start to affect him. And I was like, you know what? I didn't even think about that, to be honest. I said to Irene, send me the teacher's number. Let me talk to the teacher. So she sent me the teacher's number, head teacher's number. His name was Mr. Brother Kevin. That Brother Kevin. So I spoke to Brother Kevin on the phone for about probably like 20 minutes, half hour. And we discussed the school, what it was like, the curriculum, and we discussed what's best for Emmanuel. And as Irene said, it would be better for him to start straight away, but it was my promise that I was going to pay his school fees in full by the 25th. And he agreed. He was fine. But he goes, Monday come, send Emmanuel to school. Yeah, he was fine with the agreement. So then I contacted, I spoke to Irene and told Irene that the head teacher was fine with it, that Emmanuel can go to school. So then I had a conversation with Passy, told her the same thing. So all the information I got from school, I relayed it back to Irene and Passy. So So on the 14th of January, Amara made another video. The whole family is sponsored, part 2. So this is when it clarified each child individually and who was sponsoring them. Yeah, so he says, I just want to make everything clear that the children are not being double sponsored. This is who's sponsoring Emmanuel. This is who's sponsoring Moses, and this is who's sponsoring Chacha and the little sister. And so, and I think it was just a little sister school uniform, if I remember right. Yeah. So he was there just to say, I wrote down his exact words. So his exact words were, he doesn't want a case where individuals can now take take a viewer's money, eat, enjoy, and buy one beer or something. That's what he said. Why he was doing the video. Yeah. Okay. So that evening, I video called Passy. Yeah, as I said, to update her about the Emmanuel, the head teacher. After this video, so then I noticed that she was using a flashlight. Yeah. So I says, "Oh, you got no electricity?" So she said no. So I says, how do the kids come home from school and do their homework? She goes, by a flashlight. I'm like, nah. I says, do me a favor. I says, get me a costing on solar, because she's saying the whole village has not got electricity. I said, please, if there's anything I can do, let me get a pricing on the solar to see if I can help you in any way. She said she'll get back to me. At the same time, Passy then started to ask for money for Emmanuel. For she was asking for tracksuit, night clothes, school transportation, and house clothes and church clothes for Emmanuel. So apart from the 85,000 plus, she was still asking for more money from me. So I says to her, Passy, right now, and she was asking for 100,000 Kenyan shillings. That's what she was asking for at the time. So I said, listen, right now, let's focus on Emmanuel's education. Let's get that out the way, and that can be our plan B, if anything. Yeah. We'll sort out that at a later date. But then I had something in my mind come up like, yeah, that's Irene. So I had something in my mind come up like, I think Passy will start to ask for money regularly. So I said to myself, I think I'm going to ask her if she wants to start a business, because I can't keep going to and from, keep asking her asking me for money for taxi, for books, for any little clothes and stuff that the kids need while they're at home. So I said in my back of my mind, so you know what? I'd rather fund her to start a business rather than her coming back and forth and asking me for money. So I think I actually asked her that night. I did. I said, think of a business idea. That's what I said to her. So at first she said, oh, hairdressing. But I remember that she had a video with Ayamara. And Ayamara said she had a hairdressing business and it didn't work. So I said, think of something else. She said, hotel. So what do you mean by hotel? She had a restaurant. So okay then. We're going to see what we can work out between us. And that was that. That conversation was over. So then I'm a kind of person, I love to reflect on. If I've had a conversation, I will reflect on the conversation and how it went. So when I was reflecting, I'm thinking, Emmanuel's going boarding school now. He's not going to, she was asking for everyday transport costs for Emmanuel to go to school. So I've said to myself, something don't feel right there, because he's going to boarding school. He won't be coming home every day. So I'm like, is this girl trying it on me again? That's the first thing that came to my mind. This girl's trying it on me again. She tried it with Moses. I left her because I'm thinking there's some miscommunication because it's new to her. And yeah. So then I start watching her now because she did that to me. So I'm like, nah. So I've messaged Irene. So I said, Irene, let me ask you something. It's a bit unclear because he's boarding in school, and I've heard Passy saying that Emmanuel will be home every 3 months or so, she says. So I'm like, so why does he need everyday transport costs money? So Irene's messaged me back and she said, oh, he doesn't need transport. Yeah. There must be a bit of a confusion again. Okay, so I've left it as a confusion again. Okay, so let's have a look what Irene says, because I'm reading the messages. So I've then discussed with Irene that I did discuss with at the time I was calling her Mama Chacha, discussing things about the startup business, about installing the solar panel in her house, and Irene agreed that let's sort out the education first and then we'll get into that. Yeah? Because, as I said, I didn't want no bills on me. I wanted her to learn to fish for herself, her own family. Because her relying on donors was not going to be healthy for her. Okay, then. So then over the time before the 25th come, me and Passy was still in communication. She was calling me, I was calling her. I'd call her to check on the kids, and she would call me, still asking for stuff. There was one time she asked me remember, I told her to now focus on educational stuff. So then one time I spoke to her again, and she's asking me for a flat screen TV. I'm like, Passy, please, I'm begging you. I want you to focus on Emmanuel. If you want a TV, that's a luxury. Yeah, you need to go out and go work for that. Listen, all your kids are going to be in school, I've said to her. So you've got time on your hands now to go and make some money. So if you know you need a TV, you need to go to work. I said, I already said I'll help you with your business, but I'm not going to help you to buy those kind of things. That's got nothing to do with the children's education. Yeah. Again, still sitting there trying to use her head on me. Anyway. Yeah. Yeah, mentioned it. Okay.
One thing, Julie. At the time she was asking you for money for transportation for Emmanuel. That's the same time Emmanuel was being transported on the school bus that
He
his brothers
hadn't
go to.
he hadn't gone yet. Remember, he's going to school now on the Monday. This is all she's trying to get all of this before he starts.
I'm sorry. Sorry to interrupt you. Sorry.
I didn't know that you already paid. She was trying to get it out of me before the Monday.
Mm-hmm.
But
okay.
what I did while I was getting ready for work, I watched them go to school. It was Nasto and her walk down that road to meet the bus. Yeah. I watched her take that bus with those children on the 15th, on that Monday. Yeah. But I didn't say anything to her.
Did you know why she had to walk to catch the bus?
Because the road, I know it's because the road was bad.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
I already knew that because I saw the road. Yeah. Okay then. Where am I? Sorry. So I'm on the 15th of January now. Yeah. So yeah. A few things didn't make sense about travel expenses. She was still asking for and I realized now this girl's trying to take advantage of me. That's what I realized straight up, because she's still trying to get me to send her this money for the travel expenses up until the Sunday night, the day before they're going to school. Yeah. So I contacted Irene again, and I've said to Irene, I've got some concerns, you know. I'm really, really thinking that Passy is trying to manipulate me. She's trying to get money out of things for her own personal gain, because I've just saw the kids get picked up by a bus. Yeah? So what does she need taxi fare for? Anyway, I stayed silent. Didn't say nothing to Passy. Let me just see what Irene replies. Yeah. Forget that. So the 25th comes. Oh yeah. Remember, she's trying to get money out of me to send the tracksuits and the house clothes and the church clothes and all that stuff in this time that she's trying to still manipulate me to get this taxi money. So I've told Irene, listen, Irene, the child's going to school. He's going to be living in. The most thing I'm going to cover is the pajamas. Yeah, right now. Me and Passy will discuss about the other things, which I think she can start fending for herself when I help her start this business. Okay.
But Julie, excuse me. may I butt in her favor,
Yeah.
when she also asked me for track suits for them too, but when I consult Kevin, he was telling me that it's two track suits they have. One for, I think one is for games and one for something else. So
That would depend.
I sent the money for the second track shoes suit
Huh?
and the sneakers. Initially, we didn't buy sneakers for him when we bought the uniforms. So now he needed the track suit and the sneakers.
I paid for that in the package that they gave me.
Okay, I didn't pay for that. I didn't pay for that. So I'm sorry. I didn't pay for this. The in my package, um, there was a uh, there was a track suit, but
Hmm.
I think there was a second track suit because when I was okay with that because I spoke to Kevin because I found out very early what the plan, what our game plan was. So that's
Hmm.
why I would communicate with the principal,
Hmm.
and that turned out to be it wasn't too kind with on her part, and I will explain that later on. But I'm sorry to interrupt you. Please go ahead.
I like the clarification. That's fine. Now, remember, I got a list from the school with everything that he would need to board. So that would have included the sports kit, and I'm assuming I'll look at the list and the tracksuit. 100% assuming that. Okay. All right then. So 25th came. I sent the money to Irene. Yeah. So I sent the money in Irene's name because Passy was acting shaky or like I couldn't trust her. I sent the money. I told Irene that I was not going to send the money to Passy because I didn't trust her. Point now, I did not trust Passy, and I told Irene this. So I says, I'm going to send the money to you, and I'm going to ask you to ask Mara to ensure that the clothes on the list that I brought, all the items on the list that I brought, and his school fees are paid. Yeah. Irene said, fine, that will be done. Irene went to the Western Union, took a taxi with her own money. Let me just say that. That was very good of her. And she went to the Western Union to collect the money. Yeah. And she sent me a receipt that she collected the money. She sent me a receipt that she sent the money to Aramara. Yeah. But I think by the time she collected it, it came up short. So I ended up sending her I think the Western Union, something was going on with the money on that day. Let me just say exactly how much I sent her. So I sent a total of 86,890 Kenyan shillings, which included almost 1,700 for his pajamas. Yeah. Um, yeah. And Irene, as I said, sent me back the evidence that she received the money. She sent them all the money to Mara. I also gave her some money for herself. I sent her 6,000 Kenyan shillings for being kind. And that's the truth. She used her taxi money. She didn't need to. She didn't need to do that. She didn't even wait for me to pay her or anything. She just went out of her way and went to pick up the money. Okay then. Yeah. Sorry, I'm going through all my receipts.
So throughout all this time, did you talk to Marwa?
No,
Okay.
no,
You never had a
no,
conversation with Marwa.
no, not at this time. No, no, no. Me and him never spoke anything.
Okay.
Um, I just believe that I was talking to his PA, and if she had any concern, she would say anything to him. But what was going on, we saw. I worked it out for myself. I didn't really need to bother him. Do you know what I
Okay.
mean?
Okay.
So no, I didn't speak to him at this time. I did speak to him later on down though. Yes. So on the 25th, I did speak to Passy and tell Passy because, as I said, she was expecting 100,000 Kenyan shillings. So I spoke to Passy later on that day to explain, after I came from work, to explain to her, no, I'm not sending 100,000. I'm sending exactly how much the school fee is. Yeah, the 86,000 plus. Um,
Could you just tell the viewers how much $86,000 shillings is in your currency in the UK?
I got the receipt. Yeah, 1 second. So at that time, it would have been. Oh my God, I got a clear receipt somewhere. 1 second, sorry. Okay, well, at the time it was £420. Yeah,
Is that
because
that's like about a week's salary for some people?
huh?
Is that about a week's salary in the UK for some people? 400 something
I've got,
pounds?
I've got a good job, so so no, some people don't even earn that in a week.
Okay. Okay, I just
Yeah,
wanted the listeners to know, to get a
I have
barometer of how much that money is when you.
it. That's somebody's house rent for a month. Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay.
Just say nah, and it
Yeah.
depends where you live again. Nah. Okay, so where am I? You asked me how much it was in UK. So I'm on, where am I now? So yeah, I've contacted Pastor to say I didn't send the 100. I think she was calling Irene to ask Irene. It sounded like she was bad enough Irene to ask Irene that I said that I sent the 100,000. So where's the change? That's what I got from it. Irene's messaged me and saying, Passy's calling her saying that I was supposed to send 100,000. So I've contacted Passy, like, Passy, I didn't send 100,000. I said exactly how much the school fee was supposed to be because we discussed other things outside of that we'll deal with it after. Yeah. All right then. Yeah, and the same time for true, I asked on that same day, the 25th of January, I said to Passy, make a list of all the things you're going to need for your business to start your business. Yeah, which means the equipment that she's going to need, her rent costs. So I told her to come up with a list. And when we speak again, I'm going to write down the list with her. Yeah, she should let me know. So this was, this came up. Anyway, so Mario did a video, goodies from America. So I watched this video. In this video, Passy received she received money for her business, which was stock, blender money. She got blenders, money for blenders, and money for a fridge because she said she was going to be juicing and making fries. So she received the 22,000 Kenyan shillings plus whatever it was for the blender and the stock that Mara's kind American guest gave to her. Sorry. Anyway, so later on that evening, remember we've already been talking about business. So later on that evening, I called Passy to see if there was anything else that she needed, thinking that she already would have assumed that I watched the video, which she didn't. So Passy replied to me that she needs 22,000 Kenyan shillings to buy a fridge. When I've just witnessed a whole video of people giving her gifts, plus the money for this fridge. So I ain't gonna lie to you, I was, by that time, I promised I'd come on your show not to swear, Mr. Cecil, or cuss no bad word. But I was pissed. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I cussed her. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna go on like I was some goody all along. Nah, I cussed her. I cussed that girl for about. Passy's the same age as my youngest child. Do you know what I mean? And she's trying to gin me. I cussed her. I told her about her head to her toe. Yeah. I told her about herself. I told her all the things that I know that she's been ginning me over from the start, the get go. I gave it to her, all of it. I gave her all of it. Yeah. She tried to deny that she got the money for the fridge. Still. Yeah, even after I cussed her, she still tried to deny that she got this money. And she had a friend in the background talking to her and trying to help her life. Then
Yeah, translating for her.
I mean, I know about that, but
She
I
was
know that the woman.
translating for her.
Well, I don't know. Well, probably she was because I gave it to her. I ain't gonna lie to you. I gave it to her that day. Anyway, after I cussed there and I calmed down, I'm like, really, Passy, you're really not gonna admit that you got the money for the fridge already? And after me cussing her for true, She said sorry. I was like, wow. But it wasn't a sorry that she was sorry. It was a sorry she got caught sorry. It wasn't an apology. She was sorry she was caught. And there was no backing out of it. You lied. There's a video. There's the evidence. You just blatantly lied to me to get more money out from the same thing that you've just got money for, which you've been doing to me from the start. And I didn't say anything to you. I've just been leaving you and watching you to see if this is who you really are. Then you're going to blatantly do it again in my face and lie. Yeah? Poster. I ain't going to lie to you. Poster. So anyway, I lost it bad that day. So I came to a point where I'm like, you know what? I want to help this woman, but I feel like I need to step back a little bit because you know what? I think she's going to try and take advantage of me till I'm going to end up cussing her every day because I ain't taking that. I don't care. I'm trying to help you. And you're trying to manipulate me. I'm trying to help you. You're trying to scam me. Let's just be real with what you're trying to do. I ain't going to pretend. I ain't going to act like that's not what you're doing. That's what you've been doing. You've been trying to scam me. Yeah? Even though it's small, you're doing it. And I was here just to help. I'm here to help you. I said, you can start your business. Remember, I only come here to help your son go to school, you know. Now I'm telling you that I want to help you with your business and you want to scam me. Hey, anyway, sorry. I said I won't cuss, I assure you. I promise. Anyway, I just told her straight from here. I understood her situation. Listen, I'm a single mom of 2. No dad. I raised my children by myself. I know how it's hard. I know when you don't have no one to turn to. I know when you will try and do everything for your child. I understand. But when someone comes, I wasn't so great. I wasn't so lucky for someone to come and save me. I had to save myself. Do you understand? And I told her this. Someone has come to help you. Don't take advantage of that help. Just that simple. Because you know what? That help may not be there forever. And the way she's going, using, abusing, they're not going to be there forever. Told her straight. That's the way she behaves. They ain't going to be there forever. Because I've caught her how many times now trying to manipulate me and scam me.
Well, Julie, let me remember where you are. Take a pause. I remember where you are. I take a sip or something. But remember where you are.
I'm going to get some water.
But listen to my side now. After I gave the money to get the uniform for the boys, the 2 boys, their sweatsuit and stuff like that. One day she called and she said, they need some books. One of them was the Bible, dictionary, and pencils and pens, and a geometry set. All right.
Okay.
And some other little stuff. Both of them need some of those stuff.
Okay.
Of course, Chacha didn't need the geometry set, but I think she was working on Emmanuel and Moses.
That was in the list.
I think
that was in the list. What date did she ask you for that? Sorry to call you.
Remember what happened was I went to Western Union today, and I had to go on westernunion.com and fill out this form, and this is the result that I got. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, okay.
It takes 24 hours to get to me, but I'll get all the listing of my Western Union transaction.
Okay, so she shouldn't be asking you
because no, the ones I didn't do mine online. I did mine. These are some of the forms that I have, the papers that I have.
Yeah, I
West
didn't want
Virginia.
it.
But what happened is that these papers, these
So where else?
photosensitive papers,
Yeah,
after a while, after a couple of months, you can't read the
yeah,
transaction.
yeah,
So
facts.
what they're gonna email it to me, and then when they email it to me, I can make a better catalog of for my presentation maybe later
Mhm.
on. But whatever.
Mm. So
So so
let me
so
just
we,
clarify.
go ahead.
Go ahead. Now go ahead.
So
You finish.
so I called a very special, respectable person in the village. And when I
Okay.
presented those information to that person went livid. She said, "What?" Because she wanted 200 US dollars to buy those stuff. And that time, 200 US dollars, 100 was like 12,000 something. So that would be about 24, almost $25,000. That's what she wanted.
Wow.
Anyhow, she said, the person said, "No, I'll get those things for her. She don't need to call you for those things."
Mm.
And she was mad.
Mm.
The
Okay.
next day,
So
the next day, she sent me a text. "You don't have to buy it for my kids. I'll buy the books for my kids myself." Never
okay.
spoke to me, never responded to me like that ever before.
Okay. So
Okay,
she was.
so so
You said something.
I was around about the same time with you. So I'll go. When I need to give you a break, I'll go again and interject my other experiences.
Okay.
But
So let me ask. Yeah.
these facts can be verified because of the individual who was connected to it. All right,
Mm-hmm. Let me
go
just go
ahead.
back to Emmanuel's listing. 1 second. Sorry. I don't want to turn the light on him at all.
Oh no, we don't
Okay.
need to. With all that facts, with all
I
that
just want. I
reservoir of
want
facts, you
to
don't need to
check.
lie.
I checked my list to make sure it was on the list because I know it was. But I just want to double check. Okay. 1 second. Uh, Yeah. Here it is. So what did she ask you for? What did she ask you for?
Oh, sorry, I didn't. What did what?
What did she ask you for? Did you say tracksuits as well? You paid
Yes.
for.
No, 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 no. Not that's not the time. I paid for that, and that's okay because I that was all right. That was verified with by the principal. This was after that. No, then she needed all these things, including geometry set, Bible, stuff like that, stuff like that.
This was all on Emmanuel's list. So I
Yeah,
paid for things.
yeah.
Do you understand?
So,
There was nothing that Emmanuel needed. I paid for everything.
yeah, because
Some of
she was
some of
mad
them.
that I didn't send her the money. She was angry that I didn't send her the money. But I was in on her game from a long time ago. So I stopped
Okay.
sending her the money unless I'm deliberate. I want to send her the money.
Okay.
You
Yeah, she
understand?
was when I didn't send her the 100,000. I realized that she was a bit off with me. She
Yeah.
after she started to let Emmanuel voice note me instead of calling me. So I
Mhm.
did see a change in her behavior
Yeah.
after I didn't send that 100,000 for her. Okay, so where was I? Sorry. Back up. Where am
Okay.
I?
While you're thinking about that, let me tell you another experience.
Go
So
on.
one day now she called and she said, all everybody in the house is sick.
Okay.
And she always usually push Chacha like, Chacha is sick and everybody is sick. So I said to her, "What's
Okay.
the problem?" She said, They've been sick from the day before. And I heard them coughing in the background, bad, bad, like a very productive cough. So then what I did was I I asked her, "Did you take them to the doctor?" She said no, because she don't have any money to take them to the doctor. I said, "How much is
Okay.
gonna be for the doctor?" No, our unit of measure is usually 100 or 200 US dollars. So it was like 200 US dollars to take them to the doctor. Take
Really?
all of them to the doctor. I said, "Are you
Okay.
kidding me? 200 US?" She said,
I'm not.
"Yes. If it's not 200, it's pretty close to 200." So I said, what I did was, I, to be honest with you, I was very sorry. I felt it for the kids because I heard
Mm,
them coughing and carrying on in the background. And so I immediately I called somebody. I don't want to call his name yet. I called somebody and I said to them, "Can you go and check out these posse for me and our boys because Chacha is very very sick." And it was a video call, and I saw him. I saw his eyes, though they were gaunt, and his face looked gaunt. And so
mm,
anyhow,
okay.
so she
Horrible.
so that person went. He told me I'm about an hour and a half from there. I can't get there, but I'll go to the hospital because I thought Nebahansi village had a hospital, but I didn't know that they didn't have a hospital. They had a clinic. So I said to him, do you have any um, contacts with the hospital where you can um, fast track them because they don't want. She said she didn't want to go to the hospital because it's gonna take her all. She's gonna spend all day. So I asked him if they know any way he could fast track them, and he said yes. He said yes, sir, and he went
Okay.
on, and he told me to tell her to meet them at the hospital, and they met there, and it was a short trip because by the time he got there, she called and he called and say, "I'm here, sir," and I said,
Mm-hmm.
"Okay, take care of them for me. See what you can do." And it wasn't long. He really fast tracked them because then again, it wasn't long, maybe another hour. He called and he
Mm,
said, "They're okay, sir. They were treated and stuff like that, stuff like that."
okay.
And they were all the kids were treated for malaria. I felt
Oh,
so good to know that they were, they were sick and I was able to help them. She
yeah,
also
but it
got
would have been
treated. She also
bad.
got treated too, but that's a different story.
It's
Anyhow,
sad. Yeah, it's
any,
sad.
any, anyhow,
Why I was going to say something, it's sad that it could have come to a case where you didn't even believe her because she's tried to swindle you out of money
yeah, but
before.
it was not a case where I didn't believe her because I
No, no,
heard them and I
saying that
saw
you
them.
did.
I
No, I'm
heard
not
them and I
saying I know. I said it could have been a bad case where you may have not believed her because she had tried to deny you already.
right, but I heard them and I saw Chacha
Yeah.
and he was they were really sick. Plus, and in the end, the prognosis when they went there was that they had a bad case of malaria. All right. So they got treated, they got the proper treatment for it, and they left and they came home.
Mm-hmm.
I asked the person how much it was, and he told me, and I paid. I said, okay, I'll get the money to you tomorrow, and I sent him the money. She was mad that I didn't send her the money to take them to the hospital, and because of my knowledge of her and my experience, if I had sent that money, she would have given him some bush tea, give the kids some bush tea. I believe. I could have been wrong.
Mm.
I believe. And not
Oh.
take them to the hospital. Some
Mm.
home remedy.
Mm.
So she was mad at me that I sent the money to that third party and
Okay.
had him paid for the hospital. All right.
Okay.
Later on, I
Mm.
get to find out that she told the clerk, she told the clerk she should double charge me because it's being paid for from America.
Hey. Hey.
I hope the person who told me that is listening. Yeah,
Hey.
yeah.
Okay.
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 I wasn't
Yeah.
there, so I'm just telling
Yeah.
you. So that's
Yeah.
that, and she was mad that I didn't send the money to her. And then Maui did a video and said that she call her out. So she called a sponsor, said she was sick and she wasn't really sick, and to get
Mm.
money and he didn't like it. I'm just paraphrasing what his video was all about.
I
All
did see
right.
that.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
that is two among the many others. I'll tell you some more. Take a break. You go ahead. I'll take a break. You go ahead.
I'm great. No, you fit that. All right. Let me finish off the fridge story then.
Yes.
Okay. So after cussing her and her saying sorry, I found Irene. I was fuming, man. I ain't gonna lie to you for real. I offloaded on Irene. I was like, listen, man, I had enough of this girl, man. don't know what to do at this point because I want to move forward and help her. But every corner that I'm trying to help her, she's trying to slap me with some funky drama. Then I can't. I'm like, I'm too old. I don't got time for this. You know what I mean? I ain't got time for stupidness. Be straightforward. Be transparent. Let's keep it moving. But you trying to dodge corners and acting like you're getting some over on someone. It's not working because I can see right through you. Stop this. Anyway, I think I ran to the Irene. I'm looking at how long I was on the phone to her for. I was on the phone to Irene for about 26 minutes. Just ran. I was mad, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was so angry that day. I was so upset. Anyway, Irene at that time said, "You know what, Julie? You've been telling me a few things over the last few weeks that you and Bass has been in contact, and I haven't told Mara because I don't want to keep telling him stuff and bothering him." And I'm like, you know what? I understand because it's actually petty. All these things that she's doing is so childish to keep going back and say, "Oh, Mara, she did this. Oh, Mara, she did that." It's just stupid. But now, hey, if you need to go and tell him, please, I'm begging you to go and speak to Mara. So I begged her to go and speak to him. Yeah, she says, and then she's messaged me back and she's gone. I'm like, did you message Mara? Let's message her the next day. I don't think she did. And then the following day, she said Mara was going to call me. So let me just check your date. I think. So yeah. So her exact words were, "Pass's trust issues has made Mara ask for another list from the school." Yeah, and she's happy. They are happy that the lists are more or less the same. That's the costing of the school cost that they're trying to say. So it looks like Mara started to have trust issues with himself because of what she did with the fridge now. Live and living colours. You tried to scam. You tried to scam me. You tried to scam me. And it's like, we're one time. Anyway, so I've gone, wow. Mara's just protecting his name and his brand. He's worked extremely hard over the years, and I can understand and respect that he operates through honesty and transparency, especially when it comes to like viewers, trying to help them. Like, I don't know Mara, whatever history you've got before, I don't know, and I'm just talking about my experience. Yeah, so I want to try to come for me. Just don't, please. So yeah, so then I've gone. He can never allow people who want to scam money using the word donations and sponsorships through his energy. He knows it will destroy his name and his brand, and he's worked tirelessly to build it to help others. And that's what I've seen from him, and that was my own opinion. Yeah. So on the 31st of January, I was getting ready to go to work. I was just about to leave the house, and Mara called. It was like 7:30 in the morning. He's called. And you know what? I swear, I'll take my hat off to this guy because he apologized. Like, I'm really sorry that you've experienced this. I'm so sorry. But you know that he only wanted to know. And at that time, it was the only thing that was breaking my heart. That am I going to be able to sponsor this little boy again? Because of the mom's behavior. Am I really going to be able to do this? Can I manage this woman? Am I just gonna have to just try lock her up and just deal with the school and just don't talk to her? That's how bad I was. I was down on myself for a few days after that fridge incident. Worse, I fired at her, and I don't like negativity, and it comes to me in bad ways when I'm like that. I start feeling guilty. I start guilt tripping myself and all sorts. Because I ain't the nicest person when I'm angry. I'm just gonna tell you straight. I ain't. And I don't hold no apologies because it takes a lot for me to lose my cool. But
So you stop communicating with her at that point?
Not yet. Story not done yet. Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. So as I said, Mara called. He apologized and he says, Julie, the only thing I want to ask you to do, I understand what she's done. He goes, please don't give up on the little boy. I said, you know what, Mara? I'm glad you said that to me, because I've been tearing myself apart. Like, what am I really gonna do? And my heart was saying, Julie, you can't give up because you've made a promise. And you said that you're going to send this boy to school till he reaches university. And hopefully, my plan was, I'm hoping he can come here. Do you know what I mean? Hopefully to come and study. I don't have my children. My children are grown. Do you know what I mean? So he would have been my responsibility and my responsibility only. And that would have been an honor for me to do that for him. So I said to Mara, oh God, I said, all right then. I'm going to try my best. It's breaking my heart what's happened. And I don't want this child to suffer because of what the mom's doing then. I want to carry on. And as I said, I take my hat off to him. As I said, I don't care what no one else says about him. He showed me his good side. And for him to say that to me meant a lot at that time. And that's the honest truth. So I said, for real, I came to a decision after I ended that course. I said, you know what? I just gotta have less contact with this woman, you know, and just deal with the school straight. That's what was in my mind at that time. All right then. So moving forward now, she starts the business. No, moving forward, sorry. I've contacted the school just to make sure Emmanuel's settled in, spoke to the teacher. Okay, yeah. And just made sure he settled in. The teacher sent me pictures of Emmanuel's stuff, what Mara bought for him. And yeah, he's settled in. So, where am I now?
So, Julie, at any
Go
time
ahead.
were you interested in his grades and
I contacted the school. Yeah, me and the teacher
oh,
was in contact.
so you tried to find out his grades and how he was doing in school. You did that.
The teacher was in contact.
Oh,
I
I thought
didn't.
I thought it was out of character or inhumane or for you for the sponsor to check the school to find out the grades because someone
Well,
said someone said if you're sponsoring a child, why would you want to know his grades?
you
I
have
mean,
to.
I had to hold my head to keep everything in there because I couldn't believe that those utterance could come from someone's mouth.
Okay, I work for the education department here. Well, I work for a charity who is sponsored by the education department. You have to know a child's grade if you're sponsoring them. That's
Oh,
normal.
I'm sorry. Could you say that again?
What? Which one?
No, could you just repeat that? You have to know a
You
child, a
have
person.
to. You do now. Let me just tell you why. The reason you have to know the child's grades. Remember, they've gone to private school now. You know, they're amongst people who have probably got money to send their kids to extra lessons. Really high. How would I say? The parents are pumping money into them to do the best because they're paying money for school fees. Yeah. So in boarding school, I don't know if it's the same in Africa, but here, if your child is not doing well, the teacher will contact you to see if you can get that child some extra lessons or
Okay, okay,
books or
okay. That's
kind of
that's ex-
do. Go
that's
on.
exactly what the principal did to me, and I was ostracized and admonished
For
for
what?
knowing his grades and seeking tutoring for him to bring up his grades. And then I was told, it was said that I said that the kids are dumb. Yeah, they said that.
Oof,
Yes, believe it. The
oof.
video is
Anyway,
there.
oof. Anyway, okay. No, that's gone off my head.
Mm.
If you are sponsoring a child, it is very important to know how the child is getting on. Remember, this child could go to the school and be suffering emotionally, suffering just being in a new environment, suffering in any kind of way. So it's important to know you've taken him away from his home. He's gone to boarding school, for God's sake. It's a whole different ball game from going to public school. So it's very important to know how that child is getting on.
Yeah, my daughters went to college on academic scholarship. And
Mm,
if they fell below a grade, they would have lost the scholarship, forfeit the scholarship. Yeah.
mm.
And
My
what happened was
wow.
the person who gave the scholarships, they got the report of
Mm,
my daughter before I got it.
mhm.
Yeah, you understand?
That's
Okay, so
dangerous.
I'm glad that you mentioned that because coming from you, it's coming from a different person,
No,
and
that's the way
it,
it
it
works here. My grandson, my daughter has a son. He was going to grammar school, which was a bit like boarding school then, private school, and he's he had to have extra lessons
mhm.
just to make sure that he can meet those the academic level of a grammar school. So there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing negative in that. Hmm. Okay. Anyway, let's move forward. Yeah, I don't know. As I said, I don't know how it works in Kenya, and
It's
I
the
wouldn't
same.
want.
It's the same, Julie. It's the same because it's the British system.
But I spoke to the head teacher, and he didn't have a problem telling me anything.
Right, right.
I would assume if there was a problem, he would have told me that I can't ask or get no information.
Yeah, but sometime when fools are talking, only fools are listening. So move along. Move along. Let's go.
Okay, no problem.
you you have to pity whoever they are. I mean, move on. Don't even spend any time on that. I'm just glad that you clarified that. So it came from another a scholar that you and I share the same sentiments, and you and all scholarships
Yeah,
um, um,
it's
recipients,
important. Education is
or
important. Keep
either they're recipients or sponsors,
it
has to get
important.
that report, or else if you absent of getting that report and they're not doing well, they just forfeit the scholarship. Well, I don't want to get you off track. I want you to go on because I mean, I want you to finish up
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so that I can finish
Okay,
and we don't
okay.
want to wear out the listeners, so that we want them to get the gist of who we are. And let me remind listeners, you can spin anything you want to spin any way you want to spin it, but this topic is solely to tell you how we were scammed by this innocent widow,
Why?
okay, who
Innocent.
does not have the characteristics of any person who would scam a person to get over. And that's all we're trying to do. When we get to another topic, it will be solely about that topic. But stay
Mm.
focused and locked on this topic right now. So when your comments coming in, don't deviate from the topic. The next time when we go to the other topic, because let me tell you something, everything we're doing, we're having the facts to back it up. You
Mm.
understand? I was unable to present my facts today because I thought I was able to go and present the records. But when I start looking at the receipts, these I forgot what you call them. There's a type of receipt that you call them, like carbon something.
That carbon, the carbon
Yeah,
paper, the carbon
yeah,
paper.
some telecarbon or something like that. It's like a fact sheet.
Yes.
If it's not an inch in
Not the
ink,
original
if,
copy.
if,
You've
if
got
it's
the
not
third
inkjet,
letter.
if it's
Yeah,
not
you've got
inkjet, it
mm,
wears out after a while. So when I get these come to my email, I'm gonna print them, file them correctly, and get the dates chronologically lined up
mm.
so that I can sound just like you or better. Moving along. Go ahead, love.
I got my receipts, honey. They're all here. I did everything by email and WhatsApp.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, as I said, yeah, I contacted the teacher just to confirm the payment and see how he was sending. Sent me pictures, told me how he was getting on. On the 24th of February, Passy called me and she said Emmanuel was at school. He was really emotional. There was days when she was visiting him and he was crying, and at the time the reason being is that I hate to say it on live, but I'm just gonna be honest. I'm just gonna say it as is. The reason being he was upset is that when she was going on visitors' days, parents were going, and she was a single mom. So I think it affected Emmanuel. She said, and I just said to her, "Is there anything I can do?" Do you know what I mean? I said, "Does he have anything, everything that he needs at school to make him feel equal to his peers? That he doesn't feel like he comes from a single parent home?" Then I said, "Listen, I can't do
Again.
anything." Sorry. Yeah, I'm saying I can't do anything to fill that void, but I will try my best to see what I can do to just to make sure he's comfortable at school because it's a new environment. So, sorry. Okay.
Yes. Oh, you talking to me?
Yeah, you're not paying
Oh no, I'm
attention.
fine. No, I'm
So
fine.
you're distracted. So let me shut up before because I don't want
No.
you to miss anything. I don't want you to miss
Oh,
anything.
I'm so sorry. I beg your pardon. I'm sorry.
I can't see the live. I can't see the chat. So me and you are talking right now.
Yeah, yeah. I can't see it neither. I was seeing it before, but I can't see it, and I'm not gonna touch anything to screw up this. No, you know.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'm glad I can't. Anyway, so yeah, Patty contacted me and I've said, please, if there's anything that he needs in school that I can do to help him feel more comfortable, socializing with his peers or anything, just to make him feel a part of the school. I told Passy if does he need any books, does he need any like toys that he can probably play in groups with his other peers at school. What else I asked her for? Does he need anything? What does he need? So I said, I'm going to send you some money. I said, buy him anything that he needs. If it's books that he needs, please buy his books. If it's games that he needs, please buy his games. If it's food, sweet chocolate, whatever he needs, just buy it for him, please. Yeah? Because I can't fill that void. All I can do is make him be comfortable while he's at school. That's all I can do. So let me just give you the date when I sent you the money on the 24th of February. I sent her 10,797 shillings via Western Union. I have my receipt.
That's like £100, huh?
Nah, it's not even £100. Like £60.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's not a lot of money, but it's not £100. So Passy sent me a video of her in a supermarket buying some stuff. But when I looked at the video, this time she started her business for true. Just not long started her business when she asked me for this money. And but she was picking things up in bulk. When I'm watching this video, I'm like, Jesus. Jesus. Please tell me this girl's just buying the things for the picnic for school. Please don't tell me she's buying it for her own personal. You know what I mean? Use. Anyway, I made it go over my head. I didn't question her. I didn't say nothing to her. I said, yeah, what? As long as you bought everything that Emmanuel needs, please, I'm begging you. Because for real, I have stepped back, but I still care. Yeah? I don't want you to keep coming back and forth and to keep asking me for these little things. I want you to be able to be independent enough to go and buy them for yourself. So I said, with the change, at the time she was just making chips at the shop. Yeah. So I said, with the change, buy yourself a stove, a cooker, a gas hob, so you can cook some meals for the restaurant, so you can start expanding your business. So all I was gonna do, I was gonna do that for her, and I was gonna watch her, and then I would start giving her little money again, just to pick herself back up. So at least she's got income to pay for all these little things that she's saying she needs again. Yeah. Hey. Anyway, she did buy it. I saw it on one of her videos. And I was so proud of her when she opened that business, you know. Oh my God, especially when she moved into the new shop. I was so proud of her. That was a time when I swear I'm not I was going to push that girl. I was going to give her everything that she needed. But I just needed her to show me that she's genuinely going to work hard to do this. Yeah? Anyway, let's move on. On the 19th of no March, sorry, I didn't get a precise date for that. March, Passy messaged me asking me if I could pay for her brother's funeral. Again, I called her. I like Passy. I'm here for educational needs only for Emmanuel. I ain't here to support your lifestyle. If I wasn't here as a sponsor, how would your family fund this funeral? Oh, my family's been told me that I must call all my sponsors and ask for some help and support to pay. No, it's plain and straight. I said no. Because now I realize this girl's not listening. I keep repeating myself that I'm here for Emmanuel's educational needs. I ain't here for your. Next. Yeah. I don't want to triple that one. And then a month after that now, this is 25th of April. Remember, I've already given her money for books and anything that he needs. Yeah? Back in. Okay. Passes asked Emmanuel to send me a voice note. Because now she likes to be tricky now. Because she ain't talking to me because obviously I've declined there about her brothers. So every time I don't do something for her, she'll let Emmanuel voice note me to ask me for things. That was her habit. So Emmanuel's voice noted me and says that he needs money to buy 4 books. Yeah, which costs 3,850 Kenyan shillings. Okay. So I'm saying to my son, listen, I've just sent this girl money to buy everything this child needs. And now they're calling me again now to buy these books. I'll be honest. By then, I had enough. I'm gonna be honest with you. I had enough for this girl. I had enough. I'm not even going no further.
Well, you know,
I had enough.
go ahead.
If I say something, I'm gonna say something bad to them, shut my mouth.
You know, well, after the episode with the doc with the hospital and stuff like that, it went on and on and then she had call here and there until one time she called me and she told me that the kids need a bicycle.
I remember that show. I remember Mara did a video with that.
So I said, how much is the bicycle? She don't know. She's gonna go and look. So she went and she looked. It so happened that I was passing by a pawn shop and I saw next to brand new bicycle for like $30-something. Better bike. It was better bike than what they got there. More sturdier. And I could crate them when I was bringing this stuff and bring them at this time. But anyhow, she went and came back and she told me, she said $200 for the bike.
$100
each, not each, for the 2 bikes.
Okay, that's not bad.
The shillings that she told me was the money that she told me when you convert it comes up to like 200 and a little bit for the bikes.
Okay.
For the 2 bikes, not 1 bike, 2 bikes.
Okay.
So she said that I must send the money so she buy the bike.
Okay.
But you know that wouldn't work with me, so I called Marwa. And I asked him to go look for it and buy it, and whatever it is, I send him the money.
So how much was the buy?
I don't really remember. When I get my thing, I'll see how much it is.
I think I remember that.
When I get my Western Union, I see how much it is. It was
Jamaican
anyhow.
call. Yeah, I remember that. Go ahead.
Anyhow, she was mad.
Like one instance.
She was angry that I gave Marwa I let Marwa buy the bike because she didn't get a dime towards the bike.
Okay.
And of course, she expressed her feelings
Okay.
because she wanted me to send the money to her so that she would have control over the money to buy the bike.
Okay.
And you know that bike didn't even last a month or two.
Joking.
I happened to see that bike when I went there, and it was a disgrace. The seats torn off. It's a it was
Oh.
it would have been a better money spent if you drive in your car and just throw the money out the window as the car is moving. It would be a better money spent because you figure these kids
Okay.
at Chacha age, I wanted a bike so badly and I didn't have one.
The
All
kids,
my
man.
kids and my grandkids, they have bikes from they were born. You understand? I wanted a bike so badly. So I figure it would be so nice for them to get the bikes. You should see the
100%.
bike now.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So, I mean, she was angry that I did not give her the money to buy the bike. But you see,
Mm.
I fell for it. But what happened is she came to me and she said to me one time, she don't know if Emmanuel is gonna still go to school because his sponsor is not responding to her calls.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, I thought the sponsor was a guy, a man.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Okay.
I didn't know who the sponsor was. I've never known who the sponsor was until when I
Mm.
did the live. Can you just tell them how you got in touch with me?
Hey, I was it about 2 Sundays ago? I think was it 2 Sundays ago or 3 Sundays
Yeah,
ago?
two
So some
Sundays ago I did the live.
did a video, and I saw your name, and he passed his name in one sentence. Like, what's going on there? Isn't this Mr. Cecil from America who's been so good to Passy and her family? I'm like, nah, I need to listen to this. Like, I'll be honest, I stopped listening to Nabahanze because the negativity coming out of that place was too much, man. I stopped
Mhm.
listening. From I locked off Passy, I just started going back into my old life. I stopped listening. When I saw that come on my feed, I was like, nah, I've got to watch this live. That's come up for a reason. So I've jumped onto the live and I've gone into your chat, and I told everyone who I was. I'm Emmanuel's sponsor, and I'm kind of heartbroken about what I'm hearing then, how Passy's kind of dealing with that. That's what I said in the chat. And at the end of the chat, I wasn't done. They're done, sir. So I wrote on your board, I wrote on your comment section because you ended your live. I had to rewind your live to go and watch it then. But I jumped in at kind of a stage where I could hear enough about what was going on. And you, after my comments, you put your number in the comment section, and then I think you said call me, because I confessed to you I was. I'm Emmanuel's sponsor straight, and I know who Passy is. Passy's been manipulating me. She's been trying to scam me, and she's been going over the bag of things. That's what I said in the chat, basically. And you've gone that I must call you. But UK that time it was late. I ain't even lying to you. Because right now here it's 11:35 in the night. So when I listened to the chat, it was late, man. I ain't gonna lie. So I said to myself, I think I even messaged because I got a number off. I didn't know where you were in America to even know if you put a plus. Do I need to put a one on the number? I didn't know. So I've even messaged you back, and something said, just Google it. And I Googled it and got the first part of your number, the code for UK to call out to America. And I've stored your number. But I didn't know where you were. For real. I think I got up in the morning. The first thing I did was call you. I was like, nah, I can't call this guy because I need to know what's going on.
You
And
remember
I've
what
kept
time? You
quiet.
remember what time it was?
In your time, I think you and your wife were still in bed.
Okay.
It was like 6:30 in the morning, wasn't it?
Yeah, it
You and
was.
your
It was,
wife was still in
it
bed.
was
So
6:15 and
embarrassed.
6:15 in the morning, and she
Yeah.
said to me, Why don't those neighborhoods, those I don't remember if she said neighborhoods or Kenyan people leave you alone,
Yeah,
man? Are they can't those people leave or exact words or can't those people leave you alone? And
yeah,
when I answered and I thought it was you, I was elated. So
yeah.
I didn't stay in the bedroom. I ran into my office and got the chair and I said, "Oh no, no! If I mean this is one call I can't miss
Yeah,
because
that makes sense.
now is when I
Yeah,
found out who you were because
that's
all
right.
along I thought you it was a man. I don't know
Mm.
why I thought it was a man. I might have heard it was a man, but I've never heard. I don't
Probably
remember
because
hearing the gender.
the rest of them were
Yeah,
probably sponsored by men. You just assumed. Yeah, I know what you
yeah.
mean.
I never heard the gender. So
Yeah,
and when you called me, you was talking to me. You're telling me that my story image your story, and I said, "Oh boy, we got to talk."
yeah.
And I didn't have a need to influence you, neither did you have a need to influence me because it was the
Mm-hmm,
same person using the same
mm-hmm,
tricks, you
mm-hmm,
know. And like
mm-hmm,
I'm saying to everyone, all we're trying to do is show you who the person is.
mm-hmm,
And if
mm-hmm.
and all of this goes on just because you want to get some, people come to you and tell you that, um, give me this story, and they're gonna spread this rumor, and you're gonna get ratings, and you're gonna get views, and you're gonna make some money.
Yeah, yeah. I see life is successful. The truth
But
is always the truth. Man.
look at the big picture.
The truth can't
There's no way on earth that somebody
move.
could convince me that a
Mm-hmm,
person could have done you so much good, all right, and they do you something so bad, absence of, like physically,
yeah,
and
yeah.
you couldn't say, let's deal with it a different way.
Seriously. Yo,
Right?
yeah.
What you want? No, what you wanted to do is the only reason you did it.
Drug
What
yeah.
you did was to disgrace me because why? You don't need the sponsorship anymore,
You didn't
and
get what
all
you
you had
wanted.
to do is say you didn't need the sponsorship anymore. Because I mean,
Simple.
I wasn't in the business to force anybody. No.
Fact. No facts. And that's what I said. I didn't force Patty to take my sponsorship. She didn't refuse it.
But
Do you know?
the very first day my wife met her, my wife said to me, "Don't you give that woman my number."
Mm,
Because when we were doing the interview, go watch the video. Mawa did a video on it. I was wearing a
mm-hmm,
yellow shirt.
mm-hmm,
My wife was wearing a white top and a blue pants, blue pants.
mm-hmm,
And she was saying that where's she gonna get soap from to wash the kids' clothes? We're
so she getting
sponsoring him academically. Then it was discussed how much do they need to feed a family for a week. And it came up that Mawa said
mm,
$5. I was
mm,
floored because I
mm,
kept saying $20, and my wife said, "Daddy, listen to Mawa. He
mm.
said $5."
Mhm.
And now I know that you can feed somebody with $5 because I was
Wow.
there, and we
One
had
person,
we
one
went to
person.
a restaurant, and we had chapati. They ordered chapati and bone soup, a bowl of bone soup,
Okay.
and that wasn't even 50 US cents. It wasn't even
Wow.
60 cents. It was just
What?
about half of a dollar. Yeah. And that was a full meal for some people.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get
So
you.
right away, she picked it up because I mean, if you're sponsoring a, if you're sponsoring a child, and when she said she's not hearing from the sponsor or Emmanuel's sponsor,
Mm,
I went home and I said it to my wife, and she said, "Well, Daddy, that's on you." And let me tell you this: you want to believe it if you may. If you don't want to believe
mhm,
it, it's fine with me.
mhm,
There's no way I was gonna let Emmanuel not continue his
mhm,
education at that school because I built up a
mhm,
relationship with the principal. And let me tell you something. throughout this whole entire saga, the person who feels this as much as I think I do is that principal, because he wanted this to work. He had a vested interest in seeing this work.
He did.
You
He
understand?
did.
And
I told-
I know it hurts. It hurts very bad. It hurts
it
me
does.
too. It
Hurts
hurts
me.
me.
It
You
hurts
know.
me. I'll tell you what, Mr. Cecil, a bit about me. Why I sponsored. When I heard it was Emmanuel his age, and I thought God allowed that to happen because I left home at 13 years old. I didn't go back to school. So I lived on the street for 3 years of my life. I ran away from home. There was a lot of trauma at home. I ran away from home. So when the opportunity and I never went back to school after 13 years old. The government didn't care about that. I
But
was moved around.
you went back later on, you said, right?
I went back into education. I didn't go back to school. I went back to education. I went back to college when I was 17. I studied psychology and law, did my maths and English. So I went back at 17 for my own free will.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So, and I worked my butt off since then because I knew against my peers, I was behind and I had to work 10 times harder than any of them because they finished school with GCSEs. I didn't. Do you understand? So when
in the UK they have senior Cambridge O levels and stuff like that, right?
yeah, so we have GCSEs, which you finish when you're about 16. And then if you want to go to college to do A levels, you go when you're 17 or 18, but you have to have your GCSEs first to be able
Yeah,
to do A levels.
In Jamaica, we got A levels at fifth form, sixth form.
No. Yeah, you can. You got sixth form here for real. You can do your A levels if your school has a sixth form, but not every secondary school's got a sixth form here. Yeah.
Yeah, but
yeah,
let's not deviate from
No, I'm just saying the reason why I sponsored Emmanuel.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I sponsored Emmanuel because he would have been more or less the same age as me when I left school.
When you needed a hand, there was nobody there, and then you at least you have a hand you can lend to somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody,
So,
a young man from Saudi Arabia reached out to me too, and he's begging me, I mean, he's wishing that the generosity that I displayed to some folks, he wish if that could have happened to him. And there was also a lady there, a Muslim lady. I forgot her name. She's from Nairobi, and she reached out to me because her daughter had I think her daughter. She said her daughter had a PhD, but her daughter did some kind of biophysics or something like that, and she wanted to go to college. And today, I wish I had tried to help her.
Everything happens for everyone.
Because what happened was help to me, helping Chacha and his brother. To me, as far as I'm concerned, not where they are concerned, because they benefited from it. So don't get it twisted, no. But as far as I'm concerned, it was a total loss for me.
I hear you.
With the pain and the anguish and everything, it's a total loss for me. But I'm glad, I am grateful that they benefited, and I know that they benefited from the time they enter until the time they left. I know that,
I agree.
and I wish
I
and hope that they can continue.
Amen.
But one thing she needs to understand is that Harold Melvin on the Blue Note sing a song, "Where Are All My Friends?" I hope when she need them. I hope when she need them, and especially during the time of her need. I wonder how many of her friends came out there. Yeah. The other day I heard she needed some money to go to the dentist or something. This was public
Mm,
record, so nobody whispered and told me this. And she
mm,
asked a friend, and the friend sent the money to her. I wonder how many
mm.
friends she could have asked.
It's true.
Yeah, I wonder. But
It's
then
true.
what she did was she let them pimp her. That's what they did. Use her. That's the proper English term, pimp her.
This successor making pim pim. This
Yeah,
is
they pimped her. You know,
true, man.
you know.
I would
So
use the word
anyhow,
spoiled, but it's
Julie, what I
true.
want to do now is just wrap it up and you give your closing statement.
Oh, I did write a
and
quote that
and because it's definitely kind of late for you, and
I'm cool. I don't.
7 and 5
I,
11 it's 11 o'clock there in the UK now.
yeah, I don't go to bed early. This is
5 to
early
11,
time.
you know.
Anyway, I'm just gonna say, hey, Passy, 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 Passy.
Talk to her as a woman. Talk to her from a woman's standpoint. Talk to
Honestly,
her from a woman.
I'm a mother. I'm a single mother. I get it. I didn't have no father to come and help me, family to come and rescue me. I raised my kids solely by myself. I had support of my grandparents on my dad's side. That was my grandmother alone. Do you understand? That's the only person I had. And it's hard. It's hard to raise children by yourself, especially boys. Yeah, period. It's just hard. Yeah. But Passy, listen to me, man. I'm telling you straight. The thing is, the things you are doing can land you in prison. Let's just put it out there. The things you're doing, if you were able to get away with it, could land you in prison. You can't play that game because it is a game. You're gambling. You're gambling with life. You want to be here to see your kids graduate. You want to be here to live your life and live a good life. I hope you can't do this. You can't. People's come along to help you, and you've lied. You've put narratives out there. You haven't come and cleared them up at all. I'm still waiting for you to come and clear stuff up. Oh, I'll have my receipts tomorrow. Where are they? But you're still making people blackball this man. Do you know what I mean? And me personally, hey, I was gonna come to Africa. I ain't coming to Africa no more. I ain't coming to Kenya. I've been to Africa. I've just come back from Africa. But I would never go to Kenya. I would never go to Nabahanze.
Well, you don't have to worry about that because there are people there who thinks that Africa is for Africans, and you don't need and
Yeah,
stay where you are.
hey,
So
don't
you
play
know,
with me. I'm
so
African. What? So
they're not losing anything.
wait there. Tappy. You say what? Africans for Africans. So what am I? You think I'm living in the UK and they're looking at me like I'm a Jamaican? I'm called the African Caribbean.
Mm.
They remind me who I am. I'm an African first. Then I'm
You know,
Caribbean.
did you know that just about every home that you go in Jamaica, you can see some connection to Africa, either a
Straight,
flag, a picture or something.
straight.
Listen, Jamaica is the only island in the Caribbean, the only island that an African country set aside a piece of land for
Mm-hmm.
Jamaican citizens. That
It's
must
true.
mean a whole lot.
It's
That
true.
must mean a whole lot. Jamaica is the envy of the world.
Exactly.
Envy of the world.
Everyone celebrates go to
Did you
Jamaica.
know? Did you know? Let me tell you something. Did you know that there was a thing called spelling bee in America?
I've heard of it. Yeah. The competitions.
And
Yeah.
and praises to Arden High School in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
They sent the students, the kids that they sent to enter into the spelling bee.
Mm-hmm.
They tore it up. They did so well. Did you know what America did?
Mm-hmm.
Ban Jamaica from coming entering into the spelling bee.
Wow.
You understand?
Intelligent. We know
Yeah.
who we are. We know who our ancestors are.
So,
We know we're kings and queens. We know
so,
who we are.
so you
Whether
know what I'm
anyone wants to or not, I know who I am. I know who I am as an African. I don't care who wants to recognize it. I don't care. I know who I am. I stand in my power. I know who
but
I am.
so like I'm saying, let's see how
Africans.
we can let's
What
see how
does
we
that
can
mean?
wrap it up,
Hmm.
and then
No,
we'll do.
no, no. It's the answer where you just start. Africans for African. What I mean?
I don't know. You have to ask them. I really don't know. You know, when fools are talking, fools are listening. You know, I don't know. I don't really know.
No, you cannot take that away from me. Who wants to deny they're African if they're Jamaican? That can fit them business. I'm an African. So whether you are Africans for Africans, Africans help we're helping each other. How
Can
about
you
that?
imagine? Can you imagine how disgusting that sound
Hmm.
to a black person?
Hello.
You can imagine how disgusting that sound.
You cannot be in a hey! Imagine you coming to UK or you're Jamaica. Stay with your Jamaicans. We're Africans first, love.
Yeah, but
We're not, listen,
and then again, you have a lot of people who speak those words, and they can't even leave Africa. They don't even have the financial funds or the documentation or the
no one should be talking
intellectual ability to
no one
even
should be talking
leave. They might have never. Some of them never even leave. Some of them have never even gone to another African country. Yeah,
nobody should be talking about anyone's race. No one should be talking about anything outside of them things are off bounds
and you know
because
what
they're
happened? If you
subject.
confront them in a one-on-one conversation, they're going to tell you how brilliant they are. And to me, for
Prove
someone to say something like that is maximum ignorance.
you're not right.
You call those people social cripple.
To
That's what you
make that
call it.
for you
But
to
you know,
make that
you see,
somebody
I would love to have I would love to have a one-on-one conversation with certain people.
to
You know what I mean? And have an
answer.
objective mediator mediate it. And let me tell you how I could because I have a reservoir of information I can just let them shut
Me
up.
too. That's
But
where
you
you don't
see?
play. You
So
come to
anyway,
my
we don't want to get off track.
yeah.
We have covered a lot of ground.
Yeah.
We don't want to
Anyway,
sound too boring. This
I'm
might
just
we might have to do we might have to do a follow-up to this some other time.
okay, fine.
I'm willing to expose all the information I get as soon as I get my
Please
Western
do.
Union email.
I
Uh,
think what happens now is people need to start producing receipt conversations, Western Union, whatever you have, produce them. I'm willing to produce mine. I don't have a
mhm.
problem sharing mine.
Well,
I
you
have
did
my
well. You did well. I thought I was a person who was very good at documenting things, but
that's my job.
hearing you today, yeah,
It's my job. It's my daily job. That's what I have to do.
yeah.
It's my daily job. So I'm quite good at organizing and documenting and keeping dates and adding documents to documents to make sure everything's in file. Hey, that's my job.
One thing you're missing though that I do, I say at approximately zeros whatever hours. That pinpoint, that
No, I know.
pinpoints it. I don't know if it's
Oh,
my I don't know if it's my military experience taught me that, but you know.
because when I'm getting a video, I'm not getting no time. No time for that. Oh, we had a
Yeah.
conversation 0902. No time for that. That's the date we had the conversation. I have the proof. You want to look at the time when me show you the proof I for your business that, but I ain't doing that one. That one don't make no sense. Anyway, Mr. Cecil, thank you so much
I want to
for
thank you.
having
We're
me on your YouTube channel.
yeah,
But I'm not a YouTuber, so I know not about these YouTube streets. But
yeah,
what I would
I'm just
say to you, what I would say to you, and say to your wife, respectfully speaking,
mhm.
hey, Mrs. Cecil, as a woman, I apologize. You hear what I said to you?
Accepted.
As a
Accepted.
human being, I'm sorry.
Mhm.
I'm sorry. You've been dragged. You guys have been dragged like this. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
It's just that I believe we're not used to these YouTube streets. So the way people go at you is left, right, and center. It look like, and they not care. But
Yeah,
as a woman, I'm sorry.
I
It's
appreciate that, and I appreciate you. And listen, um, the courage and the intellectual fortitude that you had to have to come forward and stay, especially to stay up with us until this time, 11 o'clock in the UK, and have to get up and go to work tomorrow morning in a few more hours, right? In
I'm
about
working
six
from
more hours, you know. I
now. I'm working
know that
from home.
I know that you didn't do it. I know that I have to respect the fact that you did it because you felt compelled to do it.
I did.
And you know, like when you see something is going wrong,
Mm.
it's either you're implicit or you're
Yeah,
complicit.
exactly. You're part of the
And
problem or you're part of the solution.
you know, and you have shown tonight how honorable you are.
Mm.
And I'm you know, for anyone who want to believe that this is something that was planned, because
I don't care.
one person said that we see what they plan, what they have planned, you
I
know.
did write a.
But you
Can I
see
read
what
my?
happened
Go on.
in
Go ahead.
Jamaica. In Jamaica, we have a little saying: a thief never like to see a thief carry long bag.
Not true.
So when you are
I,
a thief, you know, you don't want to see another thief carrying a long bag. You
I would
understand?
just say thank you for sharing,
Mm.
and
Right.
I would like to also say to them, I probably they're trying to hurt my feelings, but I won't let that in. Yeah,
Well, you don't have a
I just
channel. You don't have a channel, so you don't have nothing to worry about. And
thinking
and
about this.
and
Let me just.
as far as I'm concerned,
Mm,
I will never, and I'm not making YouTube a source of my main source of income. So if
listen.
you know, like I've always at the end of my live or anything, encourage people to go and visit my friend's channel,
Mm,
subscribe to their channel. Because what if I make it big on YouTube, trust me, somebody will get
mm,
something out of it. I might only get a
mm,
third of it because
mm,
that's my nature. You
mm,
understand? My brother
yeah.
once told me one time that he has never met a person more kinder than me. My brother
Mm,
told me that. And I don't
mm,
take that
so.
lightly.
Mm,
I have friends who come to my house and go into my closet, shop from
mm,
my closet. People who know me will tell you.
yeah.
Yes, shop
Yeah.
from my closet. So you know,
Hmm.
I mean,
What did they
that's
say?
the. So what I want to do in closing, I know you know this is a good opportunity for me to show you.
I
I
have a
want to
quote that I
show
have a.
you my wife's Christmas tree.
What you showing me?
My wife's Christmas tree to another.
Oh, okay. Okay, you see mine. I put one up in fun this year. I don't normally have one. Go ahead.
That's
Oh,
her.
nice. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's beautiful. She's showing. Can you see mine? Try to be a bit fancy.
That's her Christmas tree.
Yeah. I tried to do mine this year as well. I haven't done one for years. I know,
And,
right?
and she have placed on the window peace.
Oh, and I've got
Yes.
love in my window.
I
Oh,
guess she have love on the other side, maybe.
love in my window. The word
Mm.
love.
So, Julie, thank
Looks fine.
you. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
I want to say one more thing,
Go ahead, love.
please.
Yes.
People can create whatever narrative they want, but if you're talking about what's not true, I don't have a problem coming in and clearing it up. I care how God sees me. I don't care how men see me. Always remember there's one God. Yeah? You don't have to like me. That's fine with me. As long as God, as long as I'm good with God, I'm good. Okay? So that's all I want to close with.
Okay, and for those viewers who are watching me, keep the faith going, and don't
Amen.
forget to tune in to I am Rupert. He should be coming up anytime about 7:30. He should be coming on. In 30
Okay.
minutes, he should be on.
Is
Don't
it? Okay.
make sure you go to I am Rupert. You can't
Oh,
go to sleep until you watch I am Rupert.
I
Please,
watch.
I am Rupert. Because he's my motivator. He's my instructor. He holds my hand. He held my
I know.
hand and say, you're
That's
not heavy. You're not heavy. You're my brother. And that means
oh,
a whole lot to me.
that's nice.
Understand? So don't forget. Go and visit I am Rupert.
Yeah.
Um, Also while you're at it, you get a chance when you're not doing anything at home, tune into Pablo's Creation. Pabloz, Pablo's Creation.
So,
All right. And
all
don't
right.
forget, I'm telling you, watch the General. What's
Yeah,
his
I
name?
do watch.
What's his name?
I do watch the general. He's
The
very good.
General.
I watch him.
He's in Canada.
He's good.
He's the one who made me change my name to Trenchtown Grandpa. He said,
Okay.
I don't want to do this like a boy business, boy business. I am gonna call him Uncle Cecil. So he joined the ranks. He joined the ranks of 1,000 people who called me Uncle Cecil. General.
Yeah.
And Prince Odingo, good guy.
Yeah. I'm
Um,
writing down.
Mora, you can listen to Mora. David.
David.
I'm plugging all of these guys. David.
David who?
David who? Oh, let me tell you something. If you don't
Yeah,
eat,
no.
sleep, or drink, listen to Zach Senior, analyst.
Yeah. I love that. That's amazing.
Nile Longer.
Who's that?
Those are people who will
No.
intellectually refresh your mind. You understand? Can Kanjaman Kenya. Is it?
Benjamin. Yeah, I've seen him. Yeah, I
Yeah.
started to watch him
That's,
the other day. I
let me
like
tell you
him.
something, man.
Yeah, I like him.
That's the most brilliant
Yeah, man,
young
I
man
like
I've ever met.
him. I
You
watched him the other
understand?
day.
He has a
He's reason.
classic way of getting across. But
Yeah,
what
man,
we
he's
need to
reason.
do is we need to form a nice little
Oh,
coalition, and we
yeah.
all stick together. You
Amen.
understand what I'm saying? And help each one help one. Help the guy to go over. Help him to get some views and some sponsors. You know what I mean? Because one guy might need the
It's true.
sponsorship more than the other guy.
That's
I am all
fast.
right. I am all right. I mean, I'm just cruising along. I'm in the waiting room.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Help
You
each
understand what
other
I'm
out.
saying?
All on
But
the same way.
you know what
Yeah.
happened?
Energy.
I
How?
want to leave. I want to leave some people with this. And Dart, where I go again? Age is a privilege only granted to a few.
Amen.
I have gone to many funerals and did many eulogies of persons who are way younger than me.
Me
You
too.
understand? And in a few days, I'll be 71 years old, 71 or 72.
You forget your age.
Get it, man.
I'll be 49 in a few days as well, and I'm
Right.
happy.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
grateful. I'm grateful.
72 years old, right? And let me tell you
72,
something.
please.
Not too many 72-year-olds don't have any cavity, you know,
Mm.
not diabetic.
Amen.
And I got my
Amen.
eyes fixed, so now I'll have 20/20 vision.
Amen.
I'm getting a signal say, all right, all right. So anyhow,
Amen. Yeah.
we're gonna wrap it up now. Thanks for coming
Yeah.
in. Thanks for
Thank,
helping me out. And to everyone who is here viewing us, don't
thank you,
forget
guys.
to like,
Thank
don't forget,
you. For
don't forget
having.
to like,
Thank you.
share, and subscribe to my channel. We're not going to, on my channel, we're not going to give you any false information.
No, I don't have time for that.
We'll deal with the facts. And as I'm new, like I say, and I'm getting along. And
Had
every
us
day it's a
waiting
little
that
bit better
long.
for me.
How long did he have us waiting? How
And
long did he have us?
and before I leave, I apologize. Please, apologies. Please, I
That
apologize
was
for
a good learning
the
curve for you. It was a good learning curve for you. You won't forget next time.
for the
Yeah,
technical glitch that we had. And I promise
that's
next time it won't be like that. Thanks for
brilliant.
joining me,
Thank you.
and I'm
Thanks, guys.
leaving.
Can't see the chats. I can't even mention no names. I don't know who's here, who's watching, but thank you so much for having me. I
All right.
appreciate you. Thank you so much. Mr.
I,
Mrs. Cecil, thank you. I appreciate you both. Thank you so much.
yes.
Thank you.
And in the meantime, watch the space.
Sure. I love it. Thank you, Mr. Cecil. Are you going to
You
end
are wel-
it?
Yes, I am ending. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Bye.